The war in Iran now spreading across the Middle East as the U.S. and Iran continue to exchange strikes, with Egypt being drawn into the fight following a drone strike on 2 gas vessels. And our homeland now in the crosshairs as Iran reportedly hacks the Minnesota water system. Retired Navy SEAL and host of the Everyday Warrior podcast, Mike Sorelli. Mike, a cyber attack on our homeland represents a new kind of escalation in this war. How should we respond?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And God bless our cybersecurity professionals for thwarting that attack. But it's the strategic justification and the unification that we need to continue this campaign. I think the American people are asking why this is taking so long. I think the better question is why have we allowed this tyranny to go on for decades? Why have we avoided this conflict? We finally have a president that has shown the fortitude to take on this problem. And guys, the military campaign, there's a lot of questions 5 months in. Of what we've achieved. I think the president needs to clearly define and compare the Iran 5 months ago to the Iran today. They're severely degraded militarily. Their leaders are exposed. Their proxies are weaker, and their ability to project regional disruption, they have fewer options. We've got to commit to this campaign, whether it takes 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. We have them in the corner. It's going to take a little longer in terms of time. But they are weakened. The economic fury being waged against them is crippling. We are close. We just have to be committed. We have to be persistent. We have to pick up a sustained military operation deeper into Iran, hitting their critical infrastructure, as well as hunting their leaders, put them further back on their heels, get into their psychology. We are there. We just have to be committed at this point, or we're going to see more cybersecurity attacks against the homeland.
Yeah, to that point, Mike, if they're going after our critical infrastructure or attempting to, you mentioned we should go after theirs. So are we talking bridges, roads, tunnels, power plants, and the like?
All the above, to include energy plants and potentially oil plants. Anything that supports their ability to wage war should be on the table. I think at this point, the Trump administration has a lot of lessons learned. One, the initial campaign didn't materialize like we thought. That's fine. State the facts. We know they're weakened, but start to degrade at their critical infrastructure and their ability to project regional disruption. We can get there. We just have to stay committed, and it is normal for people to ask hard questions, and we should have those hard conversations. But we have a path forward in the world. Ultimately, the region, as well as the world, will benefit. We're just suffering some short-term, let's call it pain, especially within the energy markets and at the gas pump. But the possibility of what can materialize through a sustained campaign in Iran, that if diplomacy comes to bear, the only form or acceptance is capitulation to whatever terms we put in front of them.
But the problem with diplomacy is that Iran can't get its house in order. You have the civilian arm of Iran saying, OK, we'd like to negotiate. Then you have the IRGC absolutely going rogue, striking things when, we have ceasefires and the like. So is it even possible to negotiate with that?
I think the civilian form of government within Iran is completely inept at this point. And Todd, look at it. When we have a major crisis somewhere within the United States, sometimes martial law is instituted. Iran has been weakened, but it has also allowed them to become a deeper military-run state. The IRGC is in charge right now. And that's why we need to get Israel off the bench and continue or restart the targeting of IRGC leaders. They have different levels, multi-levels of leadership. Start to erode them and weaken that military strength, that military governance, and it will ultimately result in outcomes that weaken Iran and lead us towards that capitulation.
And Mike, if somehow, and I don't know how this happens, but if somehow you could then, following what you said, arm the people, arm the citizens, 80 to 90% who despise the IRGC, then you could potentially get into, I'll use the phrase, regime change or something near that to get the ball moving and to get our actions there to actually lead to something different for the people and the region. Mike Sorelli, great insight as always. Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.